That's right. We are back again. I know, y'all. It's been forever. We took a break and another break and another break. We have our Max on again with your coverage of Below Deck Med, episode 6 and 7. I am your captain, Sasha Joseph, joined with my chief entertainment officer. Honestly, our first officer, our king of fun, Chappell is here. Welcome. We made it. Somehow we're here.
Yes, Sasha, but the last time you and I podcasted together, I thought I heard you say something about me, and I really read it one way. And instead of coming to
I
you,
thought
I
we
went and told
squashed it.
no, I went and told everybody else. I went and told everybody else about the problem I had with you. So you're the issue. You're the problem. And all these people are whispering behind your back because of you, not because I was an adult and came to you and talked about it. So I'm glad we're finally here face to face for me to tell you that we can just be colleagues. We don't have to be chums.
We're not friends. Did you know
We're
that?
not.
We're
We
not
can't be.
friends. We're
We
not
can't be.
friends.
But
You
we
can
definitely are.
walk off the boat and I don't
Yes.
care.
Yeah. Well, look, Sasha. We like talking about this show. We're having a great
Yes.
time, but it really is frustrating to me to come to watch an episode of television and think if one of these adults just had an adult conversation with the next adult, then this will all be solved. You
Jessica,
know,
why can't y'all be like Jessica?
right? And even Jessica, ma'am, if you
I
have an
know.
issue with somebody, go to the person you have an issue with. It's fine. It's fine. Just do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. She got there eventually, but well, I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot. There's a lot of just he say, she say, a lot
Yep.
of whispering, a lot of gossiping are going around on the boat. It's not a good look.
Oh, 1000%. Okay. It's just all of this is to say we are frustrated, but we're going to get through it all because just kidding. We are friends.
Yes.
And before we get to it though, Chappelle, we our reviews are paused a little bit. So I feel like we need to remind everyone
Mhm.
250 reviews and we need to do a pajama party. Don't know what that looks
Yes.
like, but we're doing a pajama party, everyone. Okay. So let's get to 250 reviews. We're almost there. I know we can do it. Okay, I
Yeah.
needed to say that. But with that, I think let's just get into it because I'm so irritated. I don't know about you.
No. Before we go, I do want to read
Yes,
one of the
please.
reviews we got. It
Oh,
says it's from FL Cat 87. So Florida Cat, I'm assuming. Oh
yes.
my God, taking notes. Uh, and I
I
can't read the
posted this
rest of
on
it.
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, it says, howling at the relationship advice. Where were you when I was 25? Sending a case of tomatoes to Chappelle. You need to watch the early seasons with Hannah and Sandy. Captain rides a broom. Keep up with the great shows. P.S. Can't stand AC and don't watch him. He just a big old tick feeding off of reality shows. Blech. I believe that's Andy Cohen. Andy, if
Yes.
you're listening to this, our listeners are not happy with you, sir. Step it up.
Yeah, please. Okay. And here's the thing, there is a lot of like BravoCon stuff too, but like honestly, it's so much that I got overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And I like didn't take good notes about it, but I did watch it all, everyone. So maybe next week when the chat and us are back together, because we're not live currently,
Mm-hmm.
spoiler alert. So we'll discuss. But that review just killed me because I feel like that's who we are. We just all we want to do is save the masses.
Right. And look, this is less about relationship advice and more about the game. We
Correct.
because listen, do whatever works for your relationship. But if you out here doing dirt, or you single, or there's no titles, or maybe you're in an open relationship that you didn't agree to, then we got you. We got you here on the
Yes,
Below Deck Man
correct.
podcast. We're gonna teach you all the tricks of the trade because I'm telling you, this stuff is textbook sometimes, and it just hear
We'll
us out.
write it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, Chappelle, I was in some Big Brother podcast like right after, and people were like, "Where's the handbook coming out?" And Rob is like, "What are you guys talking about?" I was like, "Rob, please,
Please. He's been out the
move
game
on."
too long. He's been out the game too
Yeah.
long. You got to look, it's fresh. It updates every other year. You got to get the latest version of it. But we're here to help in those situations. So thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the 5-star reviews and keep them coming because we're trying to have this pajama party.
Please, okay, it's time. We're all gonna look cute, cuter than this all 6 girl team that shows up. But either
Yes.
way, we're gonna be great and let us be great. Leave us the
Hmm.
review
Yes. Keep them coming.
and don't let Rob know. Okay, thank you. But anyway, so I think we have to start, okay, with Max and get Max out of the way.
Yeah, let's.
And we have to be nice to a master Jedi of sex.
You have to be nice to him. You have to coddle his feelings. You cannot give him any negative criticism. That's why he thinks he's a master Jedi of sex. Because if you say anything negative to him, he's gonna shut down. But if you give him positive feedback, positive reinforcement, then Max is a good boy. He's gonna act his age. He's gonna do what he needs to do. Because if not, he's rolling around on the deck of the boat. He's goofing
Doing
off,
pull ups.
doing pull-ups. But Laura has like figured it out. She figured out I just got to be really, really nice to him all the time, and I can get him to do what I want.
Which is wild, right? Like, can you imagine living your life to be like, only be nice to me? Only positive reinforcement works. Can I say that to my
Mm,
boss? I think my boss will be like, how old are you? You are not
right.
a child.
It's fair to ask how old Max is sometimes because the way
Okay,
he's acting, I
honestly.
mean, like the rolling around on the floor of the deck was like, man, I get it. Look, I too have unbridled energy, but stand up. Literally stand up.
And why is Max out here calling Laura an exorcist?
He called her an exorcist. He's questioned her, like, oh, well, maybe she's gonna like take this and let the power go to her head and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, Max, bruh, you're the problem. You're the problem. All you have
You're
to do
the
is do your
drama.
job. Yeah. I mean, he's even like, oh yeah, a couple days ago I ruined the line thing, and now 2 days later I'm dealing with the repercussions. Yes, they tried to tell you, they tried to help you, sir. It's you.
Like, I don't understand how A to B is not connecting, right? If you messed up and then now there's issues because of you, why is that not connecting in your brain as like a I need to shape up?
Right. He's more like, dang, that's crazy that happened. That's wild. You're not gonna adjust. You don't want to do anything differently. You don't want to step it up.
Oh my god.
No.
Like, it's so bad. He has Laura cussing in a different language.
Yeah, she's like, listen, I speak Afrikaans and I gotta say something because I cannot hold this in anymore. She's trying her best to be his supervisor, but her and Luca are both in hell right now because this is like when someone throws you in the deep end. It's like, okay, your first
Yes.
job here, and I think there's a lot of that going on here. We'll see that with Toomey and Natalia later on,
Mhm.
but definitely with Max is like, if you wanted to learn how to be a supervisor, try supervising a child because that's the energy Max is giving off.
1000%. And it's just like Luca, I think, is so shocked that this is a real human being that he has to
Mhm.
supervise because he's just like, I don't understand what's not working. And then Luca with the line of the century, at least he's potty trained.
And it's bad to say this about an adult, right? But at the same time, Max, you started this season with the first confessional out the gate saying, "I've gotten fired from every job that I've ever gotten," and
Well,
Max, it shows. It shows. It is very clear. It is very clear why you keep getting fired because these people have the patience that I just could never have. Um, like with an employee, with a homeboy, fine, be goofy. That's fine. I'm goofy too. But
yeah.
but this is work. This is work, and the things that you're doing is making life harder for everybody else. You got to step it up, or
And
you can go.
Laura has to sit here and do his job for him. Like, why is Laura rolling around with the anchor? And
Yeah,
then Sandy has to come in. Captain Sandy is like, switch, fix this.
yeah.
I don't like what's going on here. And again, I think Sandy did a good job. I'll give her flowers here, where she didn't do her like leadership 101, Luca. It means, but she was like, this is how you handle it, do it. Instead of like
Mm.
reading off a book like she usually does, I swear to God. So again, it's just Sandy's fine, but I'm tired of Max. And then when they were doing the slide, Chappelle, oh
Yeah.
my God, they're both yelling, "Cable out, cable out!" No, what?
No, there's no communication. Sandy's like, oh, maybe it's the language barrier because who can understand what Max is saying? Like, you gotta slow down. You gotta talk. It's like, yeah, y'all gotta do a lot of accommodating for Max, and it's not the language barrier. It's a communication
No.
barrier because he's not willing to intake any criticism.
Yep. Especially
So
from a woman.
especially from a woman. And these are his words. It's not like we coming on here projecting. It's like he's kind of like my ego has been hurt, or I'm hoping her
Yep.
ego doesn't get too out of control and stuff like that. Max, come on, man, just chill out, bro. And we talked about who could get fired. It's a wonder that Max still has this job, and he hasn't screwed up or broken anything yet. But it's because everyone else is just chiming in to do his work. If he makes it through
Yes.
this, it will be a blessing.
But the problem is, I think other people suck more than him, the interior. So that's why I think he's getting a little bit away with all of this because he just gets to be, a fuck all, and it's fine. And that's pissing me off. Because Luca teaching Max, have you ever heard this in your life? Because Luca literally says when he's teaching Max about what I think wires, right? Go in what order. He's like, rub your balls with grease. Red, yellow, blue. I don't know what W is, and green.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I'll
White,
never forget it. Oh,
white,
white,
green,
duh.
white, green, red, yellow, blue, white, green. Rub your balls. Yeah, rub your balls. Okay.
Not me forgetting W. Is
Not
white.
me just for forgetting all of it. I was like, oh yeah, that's what that meant. I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, why would you tell
Yes.
him this in the middle of work? Or are you encouraging this behavior? Don't get me wrong. You do what you got to do, but also, okay,
Stop. With Grease? Please stop this.
right with grease.
No, 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 thank you. And
No,
that's what
thank you.
Max is not computing because he's just like, where do people come up with this shenanigans? And then y'all
Yeah,
are mad at me for my shenanigans.
right. Later on, we will see that Luca is considering rubbing his balls with grease later
Correct.
on, but that's because he's having some personal issues with
Yeah.
his
Do we want
boss.
to get to that?
I don't know. Is it time to jump to that? I mean,
Right.
that's
I
pretty
don't
much
know.
sums up all the Max drama. It's
Yeah,
just he's
I think
not
the
good.
Max stuff is good. And let's maybe sum up the exterior stuff too. Luca does get to drive the boat. Captain Sandy is giving him a lot of like kudos. And again, this is a Captain Sandy special. This is why people think she's very good with exterior
Hmm.
because with the deck team because she's always giving them like really great opportunities versus interior. So Luca's driving the boat. And then we get the whole Luca loves petrol because his mom would just sniff it when she was pregnant with him.
Yeah, she was on a jet ski while pregnant with him, and so yeah, this kind of gets him going. You know, she had those cravings, and they've transferred to the baby, and the baby's now Luca. And so yeah, I liked seeing Captain Sandy again. Y'all, you remember? I don't know much about Captain Sandy, so I'm always like looking at like, okay, let me see what she's
No, no,
doing this
I'll
time.
give it to you this time. Yes.
Well, for this, yeah, this was pretty cool because even Laura was like, hey.
Yes.
I've always wanted to be a captain. I want to be like Captain Hook. I want to have a monkey on my shoulder and I want to, and I want to drive the boat. And so, yeah, we also see why Captain Sandy's so good at being a captain because she backs that boat in
Mhm.
like I mean, she killed that.
So good. And
Yeah.
that's a Captain Sandy special as well. Like docking is I think I want to say she's the number 1 to me because like she always has to, I swear, get into these maybe because it's the med, but she
Hmm.
always has to get into these like crazy situations, but she does it with ease. She's never yelling at people compared to I feel like other captains.
Hmm.
She's always like, "No, we can do it. Just like don't mess this up and then
Yeah.
we'll be fine."
Yeah, she's very relaxed when she's in
Yes.
that spot. When they're and it's mostly when other people are panicking. Most people are like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, how are you gonna get in that spot?" I mean, Lucas said the spot was smaller than the boat, so it's like, how are you gonna get that in there? And Sandy's just like, "It's all good." She's calling, everything's working
Mhm.
out. She's a pro. I do have some criticism for Captain Sandy, but it's for
Yes.
later on in the episode
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. We'll talk about that later. For now, we're all good with Sandy. And
Yeah.
Laura also gets to drive the boat, which I also put in my notes. Shout out Sandy. Because Sandy says, Captain Sandy says she's like a little Sandy. So I'm grateful that, other people are getting the access to do stuff like this.
Yeah, no,
In
this is
now.
cool.
That is the kindest thing I will say. Now let's get to the interior. Because
Mm,
I'm tired.
um it's kind of like where do we start? Let's keep it light for a second. Let's talk about Luca
Yes.
and Natalia. This
Let's
interaction that
do
they
it.
have.
Okay,
Yeah.
just Luca and Natalia. Okay, then
Yeah.
yeah, not Natalia's man. So yeah, Luca and
I mean,
Natalia are
we could get that in there too, but
yes,
it's about to get worse. So let's start with some fun stuff.
because yeah, Nat is just they're flirting, and if someone gave you a pillow with their bra on, are you instantly in love?
Not instantly in love, but also I'm looking at you like, well, what are you insinuating? What are you trying to do? Because we here now, and I think even Luca sees that too. He's like, so
What does this
is this
mean?
a green light? What are you insinuating? I need to know the consent level here. Like you're saying yes, right? Because you're showing me. She's like, yeah, kind of flirting with it, but also you just gave me a pillow with your bra. Am I supposed to keep said bra? Also, I'm not a child, so what's up? Like what are we doing here? So it does look like there is some flirtation going on, but Nat is she's so concerned with this open relationship, but she does give in a little bit, Sasha. They we see some
Yes.
kissing going on.
Finally, right? Like finally they're making out in the bathroom and poor Luca, right? Just being breadcrumbed. I've never seen a man that fine get breadcrumbed that quickly. Maybe she smells like petrol for all we know.
Yeah, yeah.
It
She's giving
must
off
be.
she's giving off some type of some pheromones, because he is smitten. And I like again, I don't know if it is like an emotional connection at all, but he's ready to rub his balls with grease very soon.
Correct. And he was like, "Do I have to rub my balls with grease? Is that the only way I get this girl?"
Right. Or is that was something he needs to handle on his own? You know?
Bless his
Yeah.
heart.
Solo
Also, I
mission.
will say the bra was yellow, which if you went to a stoplight party, that does mean it's complicated.
That does mean it's complicated. Yeah. Now, listen,
Checks out.
are our listeners familiar with the stoplight party?
Oh, tell us.
Sasha.
Tell
No,
us.
you can do this one. You can do this one. Cause
Yes, a
I
stoplight
I was say,
party.
yeah,
Yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. No, 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 go ahead.
We're both like, how PG do we have to keep it?
Right.
No, a stoplight party is where you wear a clothes denoting a stoplight, red,
Mhm.
yellow, or green. Green means I'm ready. Hello, I'm single, ready to mingle. Let's make it happen. Yellow is it's complicated. Maybe the right person, maybe the right time, maybe enough drinks. I don't know. Consensual still. Okay. This is all consent. Just saying.
Mhm.
And then red is goodbye. Don't talk
But
to me. Don't look at me. I'm just here to dance.
but also, if you wearing red at the stoplight party, I'm kind of like, you still came to the stoplight party.
Correct.
So
It's red and yellow mixed a little.
right, exactly. Okay, cool. As long as we're on the same page, because it's like, yes,
Because
you're
I
wearing
would
red,
never
but
go to a
why would you
stoplight
come?
party as a married person.
Right. Why would you come? Like, oh, me and my significant other just felt like dancing. Go to a different party. Like this
First
is
of all, I don't like to go dancing with significant other like at a club, I mean. I like why?
just go to a different party. Leave us alone.
Yeah,
This is
let's go
about the
to a
greens and
bar.
the yellows. Yeah. Cause yellow is still green. Yellow is still like, hey, proceed. Just know that I might give you a hard time about it.
Exactly.
It's
And
like,
then red
okay.
is like you might get beat up, but like let's.
Right. You might get beat up. Somebody might not be happy with you talking to me, but I'm
Correct.
still here at the party. If you see a green and a red talking, then if it lasts more than 5 seconds, then there's something there because there's no reason. If I'm red and you're green, we have nothing to talk about at a stoplight party. Let me go ahead and move on,
Yep.
unless you're not that red.
This has to go in our handbook
It's in
too.
the handbook. It's in the handbook for sure. It's in the handbook for sure.
Yeah, so that's all I could think of when it was a yellow bra. I was like, this is not a culmination of what this girl
Nah,
has been doing to him.
it really is. It's like proceed, but also, but
AJ shows up, not our friend AJ, of course,
yeah.
because he might lawyer you. But either
Mhm.
way, it's just all of this to say, then they end up going out, and Luca is like, "Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me," and Nat is like, I don't know. She's like giving him, I don't know the word in English, but just she's getting close, and then she's teasing him. Basically, that's it. And I don't understand any of this because they end up at the bed together, Chappelle.
They do, and Luca. It's funny because Luca is in the bunk bed, right? He's up there in the top bunk, and this is Nat's bunk because we see that Kyle is below,
Below
just
deck.
hanging out. Yeah, literally below deck, hanging out, and they're just making out. This, that, and other, and then the phone rings, Sasha.
The FaceTime. You heard the FaceTime ring, and you're like,
Yeah,
this is it. This is it, Chief.
and
It's
and
went to hell.
And Luca, my boy, he's young, but he knows part of the game. He says, answer it. Yeah, because
That's
that's
what
what
I'm
you're
gonna
supposed to
say.
say.
That is
That's what you're
exactly
supposed
what
to
you're supposed.
say. Answer the phone. What's wrong? I thought it was an open relationship. What's the problem?
And then Kyle,
I was
no.
like, don't answer the phone. You're crazy.
Kyle and me as a friend, because Kyle's like, we're all hanging out. Why would you?
Right. Why would you answer that phone? You're going to, first of all, you're not, first of all, Nat, you're not that kind of girl. You don't have that dog in you. So
Exactly.
don't answer that phone because you're not ready to deal with whatever's about you. If you are a savage like that, if you were ever with a woman and you tell her to answer the phone and she does, bro, you are out of here. She's different, man. You don't even want them problems. You honestly start thinking, okay, that was fun, but also, what am I really doing here? But
I would have answered the
like
phone, so you're correct.
right, like you are on the roster, sir. If she answered that phone, because that means she does not care about you or whoever she's answering the phone for. But if someone else is like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, then that means that person cares a lot about whoever's on
Yep.
the phone, and that she is going to get herself in some trouble that she does not, she's not going to be able to get herself out of easily. So she does not answer the phone. But Luca, my boy, said, "Pick it up. What's the issue?" And I was like, "Yeah."
He was so messy with it, and I love it because you're correct. That's how he should be acting. And Nat, stand up, right? She could have just been like, "Let me put it on mute and on silent because you know what? Like, I don't need to deal with it," and keep going about her business. That's a
Mhm.
good yellow stoplight way of dealing with it, right? In the middle, where you're not a complete clown, but you're also not a complete you know, showing him your cards. I'll say that. You can just be like, I'll deal with it later. Let me get to you. Make him
Mhm.
feel good. Make him feel excited. Come on, people. There's a way.
Mhm.
And can I? Yeah, go
You
ahead.
gotta play the game. No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say my mom did
Mhm.
watch this with me.
Oh.
Oops. And she was very concerned that Kyle was just hanging out there while they're making out. Because my mom was like, why can't he just leave to another bunk? He's like, why can't he go to Luca's bunk? This makes no
Yeah.
sense. And then my mom said, do these people have no shame? Because if her boyfriend is playing her, she should throw her phone away. I said, Mom.
Yeah. She like, be done with that. Be done with it. But also, like so that's the thing. Kyle knows more about this than he's letting on. He's very aware that Natalia not finna do nothing.
Hmm.
She in there playing games. And he knows it. That's why he like, I'm not getting out of bed for this because this ain't gonna lead to nothing.
No,
But
absolutely.
to your mom's point, Natalia, what are you doing? You see this man playing in your face, right? He was with 5 women. Now he's planning a boys' trip to Thailand, of all places.
Mm. Okay, I can tell the listeners. This is just very funny because my husband is currently in Thailand for work.
The
So
look I'm
why
giving
is my
Sasha right
mom
now.
looking at
Yeah.
me? My mom's like, "What's Karthik doing in Thailand?" I said, "Mom."
Bam. Bam. It's work. Listen, Karthik and you are
First of
good.
all, my mom. I wish my husband would. Can you
Ah,
imagine?
pray for that man.
Yeah, pray for him, please. Okay, I get hourly text messages from the factory. But no, I said not Thailand. I said I'm gonna get roasted on this podcast.
You see my face. He's in Thailand, of all places. He's hanging out with Sasha's husband.
Okay, no. I would murder Karthik. Again, it would never happen. There's only
Yeah.
room for one player in every relationship. Know
And there
that,
you go.
everyone.
Well, Natalia is not the player in this relationship at
She
all. She
is
is getting played.
embarrassing, okay? Because why is this man said, I have all these girls over, but you can't make out with anyone? Then he's saying, it would really hurt my feelings if you kissed someone. Why is this allowed? How is this normal? I
Yeah.
don't comprehend.
Well, that's the thing. Y'all talked about this before. We watched these conversations happen on camera where you said, I need clarity about what I can and cannot do. And he's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I gotta go, babe. Bye. Okay. But then when you talk to him, he's like, I'm with 5 girls. I'm going to Thailand with my boys. I had sex with someone. He eventually gets to.
Yes. How do you not hang up the phone on his face?
That's the end of this, ma'am. It's not an open relationship if you don't agree that it's an open relationship. And so, and you should not. If that man tells you it hurts his feelings, then
Yep.
you should be saying, then we're no longer in an open relationship. So I don't want to
Correct.
hear nothing else. You put it away. Don't pull it out again until I get home. Like that's what you should be saying. But instead, she's like, "Well, I don't get it. How are we in an open relationship, ma'am? This is not a conversation. This is the end of the open
Mhm.
relationship. If you don't want to be in it no more, you tell him. If he says my feelings get hurt, then you tell him. It's over. It's done. Is it a relationship or not? It's not. There's no
Bye.
middle ground. No yellow light here. It's just
No,
not.
it's embarrassing because they're still together. That's what Toomey said. Can you imagine seeing all this back
I
and
couldn't
being
do
like,
it.
I would I think I would deactivate my social media.
Yeah, you know that meme where the clown is like putting on the clown makeup, like and like watching and is like putting on the nose. That's how it feels. Like and look again. people, this happens to people, right? This is not a
100%.
Natalia specific thing.
No.
However, Natalia, now that you're watching this back, I hope that you're able to say, dang, you got me looking like a fool. Because once someone got you looking like Boo Boo the Fool, like a clown, at that point you have to be like, all right, cool. It ain't happening again. I ain't letting you get the better
Thank
of me no more.
you.
You clowned me for months, but now I got the video footage that will never let me move on. See, that's my thing. Once it's on camera and stuff like that, or people have seen it, you can't take it back. So that means
No,
every day
and the
I look at
people
you,
yep, that's it.
I'm never gonna forget it. I'm never gonna forget it. I'm never gonna be lived down the episode of television that you had me looking like a fool.
But it's everything. I literally tweeted, I wish, and this is not ill will toward Nat again about this stuff, but I just think she should be fired or like given off the boat. She's so disrespectful, and which leads us to our next like piece of it, where she's so irritated with her situation, and she tells Luca, "Hey, I'm gonna, cut this off. You, Luca, and her. This is it. Like, don't talk to me. We're done. I am going to be fully with my man because I don't want an open relationship." Meanwhile, my man is in Thailand getting special massages. Like, girl, be for real.
Be
How
for real.
embarrassed? How embarrassed can one person get? And then she's using all that frustration onto Toomey.
And she says it. She even says, my anxiety at outside of my job is making me more anxious at work. It's making me hard to work with. And now we're back to square one where Toomey did a thing. Natalia, instead of just going to Toomey and talking about it, she did now spread this over here. She spread
But
this over
Natalia's not
here.
even involved.
No, she's not even involved. I mean, there's one thing that they kind of get her like roped up with Toomey, but aside from
Oh,
that, ma'am,
sure. But
just you just keep it to yourself. It's fine. But she has to vent. She's going through so much stuff outside of work that now she wants to talk about the stuff that annoys her at work. And the venting thing is the real issue here. You don't vent to everyone. Number one. It's only
yeah,
venting when you do it like
right.
one time. You don't have to vent to everyone. You
Or to
don't.
one, yeah, it's
Like
disrespectful. You're causing
right.
contention.
Yeah, go to somebody who when you vent to them that they hear it and then they leave it alone. It should not go to the next person and the next person and the next person because then you're starting, like you said, contention. The work environment is not cool. And I'm not saying
Mhm.
Toomey is perfect, but definitely like this is not the way to solve those issues. And so when she says, "I'm thinking about going home because this is really affecting me," you should go home because this is really affecting you and everyone around you. So yeah, if you can't separate those two things, maybe go. Maybe just go.
I'm
You'll be fine.
telling you, I'm so frustrated. And then she's gonna talk to Captain Sandy. So let's see how I wish that she gets fired, but she won't. She won't because Captain Sandy's very kind in
Mhm.
these moments, unfortunately. But I don't understand what's going on. Because the first guest, right? Like it's fine. Everything goes well. The pirate day goes well. Max does say F these kids to their face during Pirate Day.
F them kids. Look,
And dad is right there. But again, I think Toomey did a great job being a good leader, being like, let's give all of this energy to Nat, right? And let her plan everything because she's great. And let
mhm.
her, like, use her energy. But turns out with this next crew, Kyle is pissed because it's an all-girl crew. They're hanging out, whatever. One of their names is Sasha, the one that asked for
Yes,
a drink. I was like, please, please,
of
God,
course.
how dare you?
Was she the one who got the Aperol with
You
the
with
with a
the
little gin on top?
and then I
Sprinkle
saw
a
her
little
name and
gin
I was
on it.
like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah, sprinkle a little gin on that for me. I said,
I
oh yeah,
I
that's a
said,
real
"What?
one. But
Ooh, I'm
anybody who
not that
says
real."
dip some gin in it, oh, they a real one. They like, oh, nah, I'm here. I'm true to this.
Yeah, she's the superior Sasha currently. I'll allow it because it couldn't be me. I said, "Just tequila shots, please."
Yeah.
Uh, so because they're an all-girl group, everyone knows that they might be a little high maintenance. They're
Mm.
gonna be extra. It is what it is. And Kyle is like going to Jess and is like, you should get to do service, right, Jess? Don't you feel like you deserve service and you deserve to get that opportunity?"
Yeah. Wow. Well, Jess is thinking, yeah, I guess so, right? Like, what's wrong with that? I guess I could try it. That's cool. But then in the meantime, Kyle's going to Toomey and be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do service, blah, blah. And Toomey says, well, you're doing it. You called yourself the service queen. It's time to do service, sir.
He has a butler training. Like, Kyle is a trained butler. How do you put a trained butler on housekeeping?
Right.
Make it make sense to me.
Yeah. Jessica just got back. She can she just got back. Like, she barely gets through the door good before Kyle's like, "Thank God you're back because you're going to be on service this time." Kyle, you're not in charge of this.
And this is what it comes down to. Nat, Kyle, Jess sometimes just don't see Toomey as a leader because and Jess says it right on their night out. It's 3 Chief Stews and me. That's
Mhm.
not true. There is 1 Chief Stew on this effing boat, and it's Toomey.
Yeah.
And stop it, right? Like, it's so disrespectful to me, and I'm tired of, like, all and Kyle just, like, taking from here and talking over there, talking there, doing over there. Because then he's talking about Nat, and Nat being a bitch. Excuse me?
Oh yeah, she never sleeps. She's awful.
But
All
she
this other
does.
stuff.
Imagine 3 a.m.
Right. He's like, Nat, go to sleep. But also, if you felt like this is your friend, going and telling the next person who might not be friends with your friend is a bad move. And Toomey picks up on it. She says, if Kyle is talking trash about Nat, God knows what she said, what he's saying about me. So I can't trust him either. And she's not
Mhm.
wrong. She's not wrong at all. Jessica tries to vent to Kyle and it comes back to bite her. And yeah, it is doing the same thing with Nat and with Toomey. Kyle is in the center of a lot of drama just because he will not stop talking about everybody else's business.
And it's that he just keeps going and
Yeah.
going and going and going. Cause then Nat hears this. So now all the stews are chatting about the charter guest and who's gonna go where. And I love that Kyle's like, yeah, and I'm gonna be on housekeeping. To me laughs. I think that's normal.
Yeah. She laughed because he's like, you're obviously joking because I already told
Yeah.
you you're not going to do it. So
The service queen.
right. Like, it's comical that you think you're not going to do the thing I asked you to do. Ha ha ha. Let's move on. But, now all of a sudden it gets back to Jessica and it's like, oh, did you see how Toomey thought it was laughable that you would be on service?
Natalia, that is truly evil. I'm sorry. Like, you cannot tell me she doesn't have a problem with who Toomey is. Because I don't understand how you can be like, Jess, she laughed at you. Do you
Mm,
understand that? Don't you feel bad? Like,
yeah.
psychopathic behavior. I'm sorry.
It's just like, Natalia, if you felt that way, you should have said to Toomey,
Yes.
Toomey, I think that wasn't really cool of you laughing. And Toomey would have said, oh, I wasn't laughing at her. I was laughing at Kyle. And then that's the mistake is over. The mishap is over.
Yep.
It's done. We cleaned it up. There's nothing else to do. But to go to Jessica and be like, ain't it crazy that Toomey don't respect you? That's wild. You're not trying to fix the situation. You're not trying to make her aware of it. You're trying to blow stuff
Yep.
up. And so, yeah, Natalia read the situation incorrectly, but it's what you do with the moment after you read the situation what really matters. Yeah, you got it wrong, but also you went and spread it around like it was a rumor, like it was fact, you know?
Yep. 100%. And it's so mean because then Kyle also sees this as an opportunity. So Kyle and Natalia are talking, blah, blah, back and forth, messing with Jessica's mind. And thankfully, Jessica does go. Because she's feeling belittled. And I can see how they're just like adding on to like her insecurity. You know, when you like, I can like it's like shark in the water. Like I
Mhm.
studied people, right? Like, literally have a master's in it. So I know how to like if I were to use my powers for bad, there's ways to like see people's insecurities and use that for bad, but you shouldn't do that. That's what good
Yeah.
people, that's what separates us. So to see her constantly voicing how she feels like bad, and then to go on top of that and be like, well, guess who's the big bad? To me.
Right.
So thankfully she goes to Toomey. And Toomey's like, what? Absolutely not. Like, I was laughing at Kyle because he's being annoying.
Right. Because very clearly I already told him that he's not getting off of service to
Yep.
put you on service. This is not a thing. I laughed at him and Jessica's like, "Oh, that makes sense. That makes total sense."
Yes.
Yeah, and shout out to Jessica. She called out her Enneagram thing. I'm
Mhm.
a trained administrator of that assessment. So I thought it was very funny because the whole time she was talking, I was like, look at her, peacemaker. And so she talks about it. She's like, growing up, I really didn't have like a
Mhm.
chance to voice my opinion. I was always shut down, and so I just started to like coalesce to what other people wanted. And so I'm always good at just staying in my lane, staying out of the drama, not making waves. But she did speak up for herself. It takes a while for her because she's a peacemaker, but also she spent most of her time talking to Kyle about it, talking to Nat about it. But so by the time she got to me, it already kind of like gotten around that Toomey was talking trash. And
Mhm.
you tie that to me saying, yeah, well, if Nat wants to go, Kyle, why didn't you just let her go when it came to her trying to take time to go deal with her personal life? When you combine those two things, it definitely looks like Toomey been walking around talking trash about everybody. And so now everybody's up in arms and we get another Nat and Toomey battle.
Yeah. And it goes down again. Again, because Jessica slept on it and was like, Toomey's not like that. So I'm
Yeah.
confused what happened. Grown up. But then Nat shows up. Because Toomey was like, Natalia's in her own agenda going on in her brain. And she's like, you don't deserve to feel green, blah, blah, blah. Turns out, bam, Natalia shows up and talking nonsense. I truly, I was taking notes and I was like, I don't know what I'm writing. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand what sparked this. And Toomey goes, we are not friends. We don't
Yeah.
get to be friends. It doesn't matter that we hit the refresh button. You don't get to speak to me that way.
Yeah. Especially because you already said I never want to be friends with you, all this other stuff. And I get Natalia. If listen, they Lara was the one who went to
Yes.
her and said, hey, I was listening. As your friend, I gotta tell you, she said you can just go. You know, this is the second time that it got back to Nat that Toomey has
Yeah.
basically insinuated that she could just leave. And so she felt away. But Nat, again, if you were like Jessica and came to me and said, I thought we were cool. What's up? What was this statement about? Then Toomey would
Mhm.
say, and exactly what she did say, which is, if you're having personal issues, then you can go handle that. I would never ask you to do this. But Nat
Yes.
already came teed up. Now, to Nat's point, I will say that Toomey, I don't think she's being genuine in this moment. I think that when she
No, no,
said
no,
that shit, she was being
100%.
mean. You know, she's like, yeah, she can go. It's cool. Like, that's not my
Yeah.
homegirl.
Like, I'm so
Look,
happy, bye. Like,
right.
maybe she
Yeah,
has
go
problems
ahead.
and that'll get her off,
Right, and
100%.
that'll go. Yes. But Toomey said that knowing that she could also stand by the idea that if you're having issues, you can go. So it's like, yeah, when that comes to her about it, and Toomey says that, that should really be the end of it. But here you are. Here you are now arguing again. There's more fighting. And where the hell is Captain Sandy? Because all this stuff is going on. All this he say, she say, all these whispers. Kyle said this, Jessica feeling like this, Nat feeling like this, Tommy said this, da 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 da. Sandy just chilling, just chilling. I'm like, all right, Sandy.
Mhm.
Now I haven't said much negative about you, but there is a lot of turmoil going on, and this is the second time this season it's happened with your interior. Like you should probably be paying more attention to the people who've already made complaints about each other. Um, but there's no Sandy. I don't know where she is, so
Nope.
it's not great for my captain.
Yeah, and the problem is guests can hear this happening. And guests are
Yes,
just like us. They're just like, "Yeah, what's going on? Let me go up there and listen." They're so messy, but thankfully I don't think they can hear it. And Natalia is just being so patronizing. You're not a good leader, blah blah blah. Like, I'm so tired of this whole situation.
yeah,
They're
because the
so
guest
disrespectful.
and the guests are eating that up. You know, that's our kind of drama. We love like reality TV. If we're the guests, we hold on. What's going on in the front of the house? They're talking about something. Hold on,
Like,
y'all.
let's go, run, run,
Yeah,
run.
let's listen. Let's listen. And that's bad for business. It really is because sure it's fun to laugh at, but if it starts to affect the guest and they feel
Yes.
awkward or something like that, they're not going to want to leave a good tip or they're not going to want to book it again. You know, they're going to talk about y'all like, hey, we had a good time, but once the crew started fighting, it really got awkward. We didn't want to do nothing. We felt like, you know, they didn't want us around. You know, that stuff will affect the service. And so definitely something Captain Sandy should be keeping an eye on, but she's not present.
Well, because
She did break her wrist.
yes. Turns out when Luca and Captain Sandy, right, we're just being good for like helpers, and we're throwing kayak, sorry, off the deck, right? Like makes sense. It's the fastest way to get the kayaks down. Captain Sandy is walking backwards, which first of all, Luca should have been walking backwards, not Captain Sandy, and she trips and falls over on her wrist and then continues to help. She then runs to her quarters and has to return to shore.
Yeah.
It turns out she broke her wrist. Girl,
She needed a medic, you know,
ma'am.
And Luca feels really bad. He's like, "This is partially my fault," and it is. Luca, Sandy's walking backwards.
She
You gotta
shouldn't
be
have
looking at.
been.
Yeah,
I
she shouldn't have
agree.
been. She shouldn't have been. But you gotta help look out for her. So like you said, it's about 50% his fault. He feels bad. Captain Sandy though has been training up Luca and Lara to kind of be the captains. Is there any world where they kind of have to step in and help out, or is she just gonna be like wrap the
No,
wrist up?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, we have the first officer might become the captain. There's just too
Mhm.
many people in line before it's Luca or Laura's turn. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Or they bring in another captain, but I don't think it's that deep that there's
Yeah.
gonna be another captain. But I do think there will be someone stepping in, but it might just be the
Gotcha.
first officer.
Okay, cool.
Because
That'd be new
Captain
for me
Sandy
on Below Deck.
Captain Sandy came in for another, for Captain Lee, actually, on Below Deck
Oh.
proper, when he I think his back or something. I can't
Mm,
remember which ailment it was, sorry, y'all. Where's the chat when you need them? So,
yeah.
it's just so Captain Sandy has done that. Captain Sandy did end up firing people while she was
Mm,
captain there. It just happened, like, 2 seasons ago, like, as in
okay.
not sailing yacht, not down under, but below deck proper. So just happened. And all of that to say, she will be fine, I think.
Yeah. Cool, cool.
Yeah. And we also had some like fun throwaway moments that I felt like needed to be all grouped together. Why is there a sandwich in laundry, Chappelle?
Yeah, what is that about? I say, there's a bologna sandwich just in someone's clothes. Did someone have it in their pocket like Felicia from Big
Must
Brother?
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Miss Felicia was on the boat.
Look, I am good to store away some food because I'm like I be eating all the damn time.
Same,
But
same.
a sandwich, like it had to been in a pocket or something for it to be in the laundry. That's kind of come on, man. It's a sandwich, especially and this is a boat. Like, y'all got a ton of food. Y'all got a chef who, if he's not cooking or if he's not flirting with the women, then he's probably cooking some really good food. I don't know how you ended up with a bologna sandwich.
None of that made sense. Okay, this is a good chef. It's not one of the other worst ones. The one that
Mm,
fell down the stairs. Not that one. Okay. I just thought that was so funny. And like, I don't know what's going on, Captain Sandy, but get your crew together ASAP. And then we have Natalia talking about how she wished the boat would burn down and herself burn down with it. And Tumi's like, the radio's on. We can hear you.
ah, she's going through. Natalia's going through because when this man tells her, "I slept with somebody," she is beside herself. Uh, I just I just don't understand, ma'am. At that point, you gotta pull the cord on this one. It's over. Time of death now.
It been. What do you mean? Now. It was yesterday and the day
Yesterday,
before and
the day
7 days
before,
ago.
right? When that man told you was in a open relationship that you didn't sign off on, that should have been the end of this relationship.
Where is the lie? Also, we had Natalie and Natalia just talking mad nonsense about hikers. And I said, oh, I guess maybe Natalia and I are friends.
Right? She like, we're not doing the hiking. It's not
She said,
happening.
who walks up a cliff for fun? I said, the person I'm married to, unfortunately, and his whole
Ah,
family. It's horrible. And then they were like, this San Francisco is much better than the one we know, less hills. That's why.
yeah, no, I don't like to hike. I'll do anything if it's fun, it's fine. I'll go. You've seen me on vacation, Sasha. I'll go. I
Yeah,
just need
Chappelle's like a great person, y'all, to go on vacation with. He's always down for everything. Not
yeah.
me.
I'm like whatever. I do need stimulants to go.
Yeah, maybe that's my problem because I don't do.
Right. I need to drink, or at least at the very least I need to. I'll be drinking and hiking at
Well,
the
when
same
I
time.
drink, I'm good with everything.
Yeah, it's
It's
all
true.
good. Yeah, but hiking is not my favorite thing. I would like to jump off of one of these boats into the water and
Oh,
then
that's
immediately get out the
fun.
water.
I
Like, I
would do
wanna
that.
but I need to immediately get out the
Yeah,
water
someone
because
has to pull me because I can't
yeah.
swim, but I'll do it with the life jacket. I don't care.
I can swim, but it's something about that water that looks so pretty and blue, and I'm
And
like, "I wanna
so
jump in,"
deep blue.
and then I realize that it's like, "Okay, but there's stuff under there." The ocean is scary, like, in a very
Very.
weird way. It looks inviting, but then you're like, "You don't know what's under there." You could like, there could be a dragon or something in there. Like, what are you doing? I
Drag.
always think about that. I'm always
Are
like,
you in
"What?"
Mariana's Trench? Talking about a
It
dragon.
it always bothers me because you're like, because when I went on a cruise before, right? And at night on the
Mhm.
cruise, it's pitch black. Like you
It
look
is
out off the
so
boat
scary.
and you can't see anything. And you're like, okay, right beneath the surface of that water, there could be the biggest whale that you've ever seen in your life, just with its
That's
mouth
just
open. Yeah, or the megalodon. It's like
Ah!
right, like, and it's just there, and there's nothing you can do. You're just in the water, and you're just dead. So I'm kind of like, I want to jump in there to say I did it, but I need somebody like quickly to like. First of all, I need somebody to survey the area, make sure there's nothing in the water.
Correct.
Like
Correct.
I need it
Luca can
fenced
do that
off.
for us.
Right,
Yeah.
go get in, fence it off. I need to make sure nothing swims up on me while I'm in there, and then give me my chance to get out of it. I've been snorkeling before, and in the moment, I didn't think about it. When I got home, I was like, "Oh my god, why was I in the ocean?" Like, are you
That's
okay?
how
There's sharks there.
Cause you saw it's funny because when I was in Tahiti, we walked because thankfully Tahiti is a great place if you can't swim, everyone. The water was only to my waist and I'm like
Okay.
5'1". So we had stingrays and sharks just like come up to us in the ocean. Don't know
See,
what I was doing, but
r in the moment, I'm brave, but it's
yeah.
afterwards, I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why would I do this?"
The stingray, I was sitting on the beach, because my husband did another like freaking whatever, another one of them snorkeling things that actually
Mhm.
needed swimming. So he went, and I'm hanging out alone, and I feel something slimy on my back. And I said, "What is on my back?" And everyone's running away. So I said, "Bitch, is it a jellyfish?"
What was it?
No, turns out it was a stingray just hanging out with me.
Just
And
hanging
that
out.
stingray would not leave me alone.
Right. In the moment, you're like, "Oh, this is odd," but then later on, you're like, "I could have gotten stung," right? Like, I
And
was
my like, hello? Our
right,
childhood hero died with
right. We
a
watched
stingray.
yeah. After fighting crocodiles, a stingray took him out the gang. I don't wanna have nothing to do with this thing.
No, I'm
Nothing.
so with you.
Yeah,
The
but I'll get
problem
in the
is
water.
I'm a Cancer and, like, we are water people. You're at least fire, so it makes sense
Yeah. It
why.
yeah, it doesn't like I said, the idea of it is fun to me, but then, like, the idea of it is also terrifying to me. I'm like,
Yeah. And I would the problem is my problem is I toxic trait. I would do it, I just need someone to stand there as I
yeah,
jump to grab me.
yeah, I do it because I am stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I'm terrified of this, but also whatever. Let's go for it.
Right? Maybe the shark just comes in, just nips me a little, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Like, if it didn't get everybody else, it's not gonna get me, right?
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 No, it will be us. That's our
It would
luck.
be me. I would be the
Yeah,
main one, and they'd be like, "How did it get you of all people?" It's just my luck.
it's who I am. I'm the main
Mhm.
character, unfortunately. We also got 3 of Haley's icks, and I thought they were so funny. Men who wear sunglasses indoors, number
Hi,
1. Yeah,
it's me.
uh,
I'm the drama.
it is an ick. So, yeah, my crazy ex-boyfriend used to do that, like, horrible.
Here's my thing. I don't do it all the time. I do it when I am a certain level of intoxicated and I don't want to take pictures with anybody and they see my eyes because then I know in the photo I'm going to look as intoxicated as I feel. But in a normal situation, 99 times out of 100, I do not have on sunglasses indoors. But if I have gotten to that point and I know people are taking photos of me, the sunglasses are on to protect me and you because you
No,
can never tell
it's
you can never
so
post a picture.
smart because
Yeah.
I feel that I look better with sunglasses on, and
Oh
I
yeah, of
wish I could
course.
take pictures with
Sunglasses are just so
sunglasses on.
icy. Yeah, they're so
Yeah,
icy.
so I
Yeah.
wish I could do that. Because at Beyonce, it was nighttime, but I did have my sunglasses because of my outfit. I feel
Mhm.
that those pictures look so much better.
And it's like a vibe. It puts you in a moment where you're like, yeah, like people can't really see how happy I am, but I'm happy. Like I'm cooling. Uh, if I got my eyes closed, I'm vibing. Like it looks like you just like normal, So I heard her, but also I have to
I
just
thought
push
of
back.
you.
I am the ick. Yeah, it should
That's
be
why I
me.
had to bring it up. Yes,
Yeah.
and then anteaters because they're so prehistoric. I said, "Sure."
Okay. Yeah.
What sure.
Eh,
And women's jeans pockets. And this I screamed because where is the lie?
I know that this is an issue because I am constantly having a pocket full of women's items when we go places with people. Because I was like, "Can you hold this? Can you put this in your pocket? Can you put this in your pocket?" Like, they don't give y'all pockets. No, they don't. They don't give y'all
No.
pockets.
Even the jacket I had on didn't have pockets.
Yeah. People are like, "Can you hold my phone? Can you hold this? Can you hold my lip gloss? Can you hold my keys?" Da, da, da. And I got a billion pockets. I'm like, "Here you go." Pockets of my jacket,
Yeah.
pockets of my
Y'all,
pants,
at one point,
everything.
I just took Chappelle's jacket because I was like, I just can't deal with it. And
I
I
was
don't know if
okay.
you knew. I
No,
just
I was wondering. There's a picture of me in LA in Brea when we just were there, and I don't have my white jacket on. And I remember thinking, well, where's your jacket? Because I know you were wearing one. Because in all the rest of the pictures, I have my jacket. I was like, I don't even remember taking my jacket off. It was you. You had it. Ah, it makes sense now. I'm glad you brought that up.
yes. I said, wow, I'm so cold. Your friend was like, do you want to give it? And I said, no, I'm just going to ask Chappelle. And Ty was like, okay, wait, and just gets your jacket for me.
Yeah. He goes, give me this. I said, okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I saw it. I was like, yeah, okay, thank you. I needed it. Your friend is just like staring at me like I'm an idiot. Kind of not. Because he offered. I was like, no, I like the white better. It goes with my
Oh, you talking about my frat brother?
yes.
You should have told him you were the bruh. Oh, that's for off the
You already
podcast.
thought I'm a fool. Anyway, the point is like y'all give us your 3 like things you're scared of or your icks with your 5-star
Yes.
reviews, please. Only
We
5 stars.
love to hear the icks. You got any icks?
Oh, I loud mouth breathers, people that chew too loud,
Mm-hmm.
people that don't get things the first time I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
stupid
don't
people.
I don't like when people brush their teeth really loud.
Ooh.
I had I'll call her a roommate in college. She used to stay at my house a lot, and in the morning I could hear her brushing her teeth, and I really like, I'm about to die. Like, I need you to get the hell out of here. You cannot come here anymore. Like, you have to leave at nighttime, because if I wake up in the morning and hear this again, I'm going to lose it.
Instant ick.
I didn't know it was a thing until she did it, and I was
Right.
like, okay, that was weird, but I'll let
You
it
might
go.
not have
And
liked her.
the next, I liked her a lot, but she had to get the hell out. Like, I mean, that's how you know it's an ick, when it's like, no matter how much I like you, I cannot let this go. I was like,
It's true
you
she was
got
at your house. You must have liked her a lot.
that part, because anyway, look, she was, yeah, that part. I'll just say that she had made it to the crib for multiple nights. She was a good, but damn, why do you sound like that when you brush your teeth? Ew, get out, gross.
That
That,
is really funny.
yeah, yeah, you got me with
Oh
that
my
one.
god.
Yeah,
That is really funny. Wait, is that it? Just loud
that's the one
brushers?
that came to mind.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
so
so much the
funny.
brushing; it's
Mine
just
is a
her whole
laundry
situation.
list,
Yeah, like, I don't.
unfortunately.
I just, I don't like normal things that people don't like. Like, don't lie to me,
Oh,
that kind of
well, that
thing.
doesn't count.
But if it's just like a personal issue, it's
I also don't like
definitely,
feet, like dirty feet.
yeah.
Like that's
See,
a
that's
problem for me.
see the thing about me is that I'm a clown. I'm an annoying person, right? So I like things that annoy other people, because it doesn't bother me. So anything sound related, for the most part, except for the teeth brushing, I'm down. So if you're a
Oh,
loud breather,
wow.
I'm like, yeah, do that. That's funny.
No, I wouldn't
If
have
you
killed you.
snore, I'm like leaning into it, like, yeah, keep snoring. Like, I don't know why that kind of stuff. Like, I remember when Cardi B was doing ASMR, I was all in. I was like, yeah, read
Nightmare.
to me, drink that soda really loud. When people run out of soda, but they're slurping through the straw and it's just like crackling. Like, yeah, give me more of that, more of that.
Okay, but
So,
you give us 0 stars now that you've done
yeah, I just saying, some people's icks are other people's not icks.
treasures. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Kinks.
Oh my god. Yeah, icks
Like
and
feet,
kinks.
like feet. Yeah,
No, but good feet are nice, but I think like they
yeah,
need to be pedicured. That's all.
yeah.
There's a place. Oh, can I say this on the podcast? In San
Well,
Francisco.
tell
I've
it.
never been. But it you can get your feet worshipped. That's the
Really?
most nicest way I can say it.
Ooh,
Yeah, like either you and your partner can go. I've never been. Want to make that clear. You and your partner can go, or I think it's just you can go and they
right.
might have people. I don't exactly know the whole situation. But San
Yeah,
Francisco vibes.
not to get too far off the rails, but one time you had taught me about Indian people and touching people's feet, right?
Oh yeah, Hindus do. Yes. That's like a
Yeah,
sign of respect that you
right.
bow, right, and touch the feet of older people.
So, like, if you bow and you got ready to touch their feet, they're like dirty feet. You're
Well,
like, "Ooh."
Jews, as a Jew, I don't bow. So
Yeah,
like
you don't. Yeah,
so we don't do that. But yeah, can you imagine? That's very much a thing.
yeah, that would be woo. Like, ooh, your dirty feet, ew.
Yeah,
But I mean, you got to
imagine.
show respect, but please clean your feet,
No, just
especially if
that's
people
why
want to
you
touch them.
don't have to actually touch the feet. You should just go down and like touch the
Mhm.
ground or something. Then they'll
Yeah,
be like, "Oh, you don't have to touch my feet." Yeah, you do. Don't let them
Right.
tell you
Don't
otherwise.
let them don't let them lie to you. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's the formality.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, that's very much a thing. Anyway, sorry, y'all. We have lost the plot. But it's okay. We only started that at 50 something minutes. We
Right.
gave you a whole hour almost. And we do have two more things. 20K, 28K tip. Amazing tip. I think they did really well. The kids were great. Which is 23 per 23 to yeah, 100 per person. Oh my god, sorry y'all.
Mhm. Math.
And math. Wow. And Jack has Riz.
So Jack says I'm the chef, and so because of the chef, I'm gonna get attention on these women charters, right? Like the one where
Yep.
with these single women, they gonna get into the chef because you got the food, and who doesn't like food, right? And so
Yep.
so he knows that this is his opportunity to kind of be seen. He doesn't really get a lot of play on the boat from the other people. Nobody's really looking at him, so he's like, okay, this is my moment. But I'll say this: he was very hands on. His ass was up there smiling in everybody's face, passing out the food and stuff like that. Would you have put this much energy into them if they were vegan, Jack?
Mhm.
Because all of a sudden, you're a 5-star chef. You got the service is on point. You up there kissing ass because all these women are beautiful and attractive and single and all over you. But I forgot about how you half fried that tofu that time. Keep
And
this
just
same
were
energy.
vibing for no
Yeah.
reason. For like just being like, okay, I'm on vibes only. It did not feel like they cared at
Right.
all.
Right.
Oh my god.
Exactly. So
But yeah,
yeah,
him
and
making out with that girl at the bar, I could not believe it.
mm,
She said nice shirt, and the rest was history, y'all.
yeah, and we see in the next episode that could be coming. It looks like he's taking shots on the boat, and I think that's forbidden, right? He can't drink.
Mhm. Nope.
Ooh,
No.
y'all told me Captain Sandy be firing people,
Maybe not the chef.
not the chef, not the
Yeah.
chef.
So
Okay.
we'll see. It's going to be messy, and I just can't believe Jack is hooking up with random people at bars. Like who we need freaking captions to understand what he's saying
Yeah, but they don't need captions to look at them.
when it's love.
They think Max is hot. They think Luca's hot. They think Chef is hot. They just the girls are vibing, man. Let them cook. Let them cook.
I love it. And with that, anything else, Chappelle? This has been another off the rails pod with you.
It has been, but it's been fun. You know, we didn't have a lot. There wasn't a lot to like really unpack in these episodes. It's really just
Mhm.
more communication styles, lack of respect for Toomey, Nat dealing with her own stuff. The charters were cool. It's a bunch of kids,
And then
pizza
a bunch of
party,
women. Yeah.
and a bunch of women, and they're just doing what women do on vacation. They just vibing. Everybody's vibing, but we
Yep.
really got to get some of these conflicts under control because Toomey's gonna have a tough time. I think there's 5 more charters left, according to
Mhm.
Captain Sandy. So I'm very excited to see what happens next, Sasha. What about you? Anything else?
Nope, I think that's it. And with that, make sure you are leaving us a 5-star review. If you're listening to us, we do go live on YouTube, on Bravo TV. RHAPups is our listening feed, or is our podcast feed. I'm not me forgetting that it's called podcast. Is our podcast feed. And if you're wanting to watch us, we are on Rob Has a Podcast YouTube channel. Just look
Mhm.
up Below Deck, and we'll show up on that. I believe we also have a playlist. So just go to Rob Has a Podcast YouTube channel. You'll see our faces there. Because honestly, sometimes we're just not talking because we are making faces. And
Mhm.
join our chat. We will almost always be live at 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. But listen, these 2 weeks have been a mess and hell, and we had to play catch up. But we're here. We gave the episode. We can't wait to see y'all next week. And with that, as for me, you can follow me on Twitter at funsize_04. I also have a celebrity gossip vibes only podcast called Mess Magnets with Kirsten McKennis, where we are going to be talking Brittany and her memoir next week. So check that out on the Mess Magnets feed. And over on post show recaps, I'm covering the show Loki with Jason Reed on the Everything is Super feed or on the post show recaps YouTube, whatever you fancy. And with that, what about you, Chappelle?
Thank you, Sasha. I'm having daily Suits podcast coverage on Rob Has a Podcast, or on post show recaps, I guess, technically. Go to suitspodcast.com to subscribe to that. We're on season 6 of Suits. Every day we drop a new episode. If you are late to the party, join in. It's a great time, and you can just breeze through all our podcast episodes. If you've seen Suits before, if you haven't seen Suits before, you'll definitely enjoy me and Rob talking about
It's
it.
really
Um,
fun.
yeah, it's a good time, and so check that out. We also are wrapping up Fear the Walking Dead. I think there's one more podcast that we have as Fear the Walking Dead ends, and so I'll post our recaps. You can keep up with that coverage. Um, as well with me and AJ Mass, Jessica Lees, Josh Wigler. Here on Rob Has a Podcast, I'm still talking about Netflix shows with Rob. We every week or so, I say or so because we've been traveling, but every week we have a new Netflix thing to talk about. I think we're talking about Sylvester Stallone. He has a new
Oh, yeah.
documentary, and so we're going to talk about that this week. Jenny and I are talking about the villains, House of Villains, every week as well. So check us out on the Hit It or Quit It feed on Rob Has a Podcast. Um, and now that Big Brother's over, I think I got a little free time, and so I'll
Yeah,
be
woohoo.
guesting on the Lonely Boys podcast next week to talk to about I guess about the OC and about Gossip Girl. So two shows that I do not watch, but I do like talking, and so they're gonna have me come on and do a little gossiping, I guess, about Orange County. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yes, check me out on Twitter at Chappelle's_show to keep up with everything I'm doing and more.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.